Hey guys, EBPMAN here. Now in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at a brand new headset for those of you that are working from home or going to school from home. Or let's say you're on the road and you're looking for a headphone that is going to give you some great audio quality, really eliminate all the distractions around you and allow you to really focus. This is the Orosound Tilde Pro, and it has a lot of connectivity options. It's going to connect on all your devices, and it's going to give you a great call experience as well as audio experience. We're going to do an EBPMAN style call quality, an EBPMAN style audio test as well, so let's get right to it. Now before we get into our audio test and our call quality test, we're going to talk about the specs. You can see how much flexibility you have with the Tilde Pro. First of all, when it comes to devices, Windows and Mac, they have you covered. And they also have a companion software package that you can actually install on these devices to be able to configure and get more options out of the actual headset itself. So Windows and Mac, no worries. If you want to use this with a phone, you could use it with Android or iOS or even tablets as well, so no problems there either. You do have active noise canceling, and they highlight their active noise canceling as one that is more natural. So you're not going to feel, or at least in my experience, the kind of pressure that sometimes you feel from ANC systems. And then it also is designed so that it feels more natural, as natural active noise canceling could possibly be. You have two types of models, and the one that I have right here, as you can see, this is the over the ear, right? So this is the one that goes over your ear. Your actually ear, the cartilage of your ear isn't touching any of the material, and I also haven't experienced any kind of overheating with it. But then they also have an on the ear model. For those of you who prefer on the ear, what's actually on top of it, the earpieces are smaller, and you can get that as well. You have a detachable mic, and that's what you see here in my hand. This detachable mic has actually 6 active noise canceling mics in it that's going to give you superior call quality. Well, that's what they claim, and we're going to see that in a couple seconds when we do our call quality test, because we're going to put it through the paces. It also has an aware mode, and the aware mode is very similar to transparency mode, but it gives you a little bit more focus to be able to have a conversation one-on-one with someone. So you could just tap on one of the buttons and immediately go into aware mode, and you can tap again and you go back to active noise canceling. You get 28 hours of battery life, which is really good. Bluetooth 5.0, and they also support multi-point, which I think is really nice to have too. Now, multi-point is going to allow you to be connected to a tablet, computer, and a phone, right? In any combinations, 2 devices at the same time, and then as calls come in, it's going to auto switch, which is pretty cool, right? So, and that's due to the fact that this is using Bluetooth 5.0. So you got a lot of flexibility when it comes to connectivity, and then you have a lot of features. So let's take a closer look at the headphones, and then we'll go into our tests. Now in the box you have a travel pouch that is, it's cloth material, so it's not going to be a crush-proof type container, but it is durable. It seems very durable, and now inside the box you're going to find a carrying case. It's not crush-proof, but it is a cloth material-based case. You have a USB-A to USB-C cable, so that's how you can transfer audio if you want to connect it physically to something, which by the way, you can use these while charging at the same time. The detachable mic, it's magnetic, and you're going to see how that works. I love magnets. And then you have the headphones themselves. So let's take a close look at the headphones, and then we'll go through just all the buttons, and we'll check out how well they sound. Now, taking a closer look at the headphones, the first thing that you'll be able to notice is that you do have the ability to fold these really easily. So you notice how they pivot easily. You do have adjustable earpieces that this will go up and this will go down. The actual band itself has memory foam, and it's very, very flexible. You see how it kind of opens and closes easy. No vicing. Didn't experience any vicing whatsoever, and I've been wearing these for several hours. You do have a lot of controls here, right? And you have several buttons that you can actually flip and switch. Your volume controls, play, pause. You have some multi-function buttons here that's going to be for your power, going to give you your, again, it's going to allow you to hear what the battery level is and also go into pairing mode. You have this little switch here that's going to be able to allow you to go into different modes as well. And then you have your USB switch. You also then have the ability to enable and disable certain functions by tapping this. This is actually a physical button. And then over here, you do have the ability to remove this. This is a magnetic area that allows you to connect the actual earpiece. And it's pretty cool because it just locked into place really nicely. You push right here on the side, it opens up, and if you want to add the earpiece to it, all you do is you just put it in like that. pretty straightforward, right? And it does go up and go down, as you'll see shortly. Now the earpieces themselves have kind of like a memory foam to it, so you can see you have your left and you have your right. You do have a little status symbol on there, so if you're on the phone, it's going to be red, so people will know that you're on the phone. But again, just feels really good. The material itself feels premium, even though right here I would say this is cloth and then with some synthetic leather. I really like the overall feel. And you already saw it on a couple seconds ago, and what we're going to do is we're going to put it on again so you can see what it looks like. And I just want to show you what it looks like with the earpiece, or in this case the mouthpiece for the mic. Now what you could do is, one of the things I always recommend is that your mic be at least 2 inches or 2 fingers from your mouth. That way that you avoid a lot of the popping, a lot of the breathing that comes onto the mic. So you can see that this is pretty much where it's at. I'll turn this way so you can see what it looks like, and then I'll turn this way. Now one of the things that you'll notice about this as well, and I'd say I prefer more tapered headphones, right? Not a big deal if you're doing this from home, but there's a lot of white space here, or just space in general. I like my headphones a little bit more tapered, but at the same time, this is basically going to be very comfortable as well. So just determine, what are you looking for? Is it comfort, or is this something that from a style perspective isn't too attractive to you? Now you'll see what it looks like from the right and from the left, and like what we said is this thing goes up, right, very easily. If you have to take it off, it's easy to take off. If you need to put it on, you don't even have to look to put it on. It's almost self-guiding because of the magnets, just clicks into place. So now the next thing that we're going to do is talk about the audio quality, right? So bass, mids, and highs, if you're listening to music, and let's face it, we all do, is present, sounds great. There's good music separation. They're not going to have the sound signature of a Sennheiser, right? That's not what these are designed for. But you get good music. You get bass, mids, and highs are there, but nothing is overpowering each other. Everything is very well balanced. And now what we're going to do though is get into the call quality tests and the audio tests so that you can hear what we heard. So make sure you're wearing some headphones or earbuds so you can go through this experience. Next, let's do our audio test so you can hear what was captured.
You look at me like I'm crazy when I shut my feelings out. You look at me like I'm different, still you stay cause you feel something real. Get so lost in my moments, doesn't mean I don't need you. I fell in love with your colors, they kinda tell me what I'm thinking. I fell in love with
Now next we're going to do our call quality test of the Tilde Pros, but this time in a quiet environment. Now as we take a look at our decibel readings, around 28 to 29 decibels of noise. It's going to switch. Now this is what the Tilde Pro would sound like in a quiet environment. This is a test. 1, 2, 3. This is your test. Next, we're going to add some wind to the environment. Now this is what the Tilde Pros would sound like if there was wind in the environment. This is a test. 1, 2, 3. This is our test. Now we're continuing our test, but this time in a much noisier environment. As you can see here, our decibel readings anywhere between 47 all the way up to 81 decibels of noise. What we're going to do is we're going to switch to the mics. We're going to stay quiet to see how much is canceled, and then we'll continue with the audio test. Let's go ahead and switch. Now this is what the Tilde Pros would sound like in a noisy environment. This is a test. 1, 2, 3. This is our test. Now we're continuing our test of the Tilde Pros, but this time with an infant crying in the background. This is what they would sound like with an infant crying in the background. Now, if you're wondering what the Tilde Pros would sound like if a dog were barking in the background, this is what they would sound like with a dog barking in the background. Now, this last test has a doorbell ringing in the background. So this is what they would sound like if a doorbell was ringing in the background. So guys, that wraps up our review of the Orosound Tilde Pros. See you in the next video.